Good morning.
Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Madison and welcome to Christina's channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I sure hope you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that she has to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are her babies.
So today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix show, Jailbirds. Yes, I have heard you. I have seen the hundreds if not thousands of DMs, questions, comments, asking me to watch it and review it, and I am here for it. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Christina. I was sentenced to 3 years in prison whenever I was 21 years old, and I've done time in and out of jail, and whenever I was a juvenile, I was locked up in plenty of juvenile facilities, so I've done my fair share of time behind bars. I have been out for 11 years now, walking the straight and narrow, haven't even had a speeding ticket in 14 years, so there we go. This is going to be my opinion on things that I saw on the show. Don't forget to let me know what you think about everything that I say down in the comment section down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing y'all's opinions. Okay, so first I want to show you guys this picture right here. This was the girls making a little cake thing out of commissary or canteen, whatever they call it there. It's the same thing. It's just, you know, in prison it's considered canteen, in jail it's considered commissary, and they're making a little cake for their friend, and we did that a lot whenever we were in jail. Like I've already told you guys, we would make cakes and stuff. We would make them out of honey buns. I saw them do that in this show as well. They took a honey bun and put like peanut butter, and we would take you can buy the hot cocoa packets and mix it with peanut butter and make like a chocolate frosting, and we would put that on a honey bun, or like layer up honey buns, like 4 or 5 different layers, and put like different cookies and, you know, Reese's peanut butters in between them, and they were actually really good. So I like that they showed this because this is super accurate. We did these kind of things all the time. The next thing I want to show you is this picture right here, and I don't know what it is about this, like, they got it going on in this jail. I mean, look at it. They've got them a little table. They've got all kind of boxes. They've got stuff hanging on the walls. They've got books. I have never been in a jail like this. This is actually, doesn't look too bad. I mean, of course you've lost your freedom. No matter what, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be good. But the jails that I were in were nothing like this. Most of them were open bay dorms. Whenever I was in juvenile facilities, we did have individual rooms where there were 2 people to a room, like I've told y'all before in my juvenile facility video. But in there, it was literally nothing but a toilet and your 2 mat slabs, and that's it. They're making themselves pretty cozy here, so I mean, good for them. They got it going on, but I've never had it like that. The next picture I want to show you is this one right here, and in here, the female inmates were going up and writing notes on this chalkboard, and then when the male inmates would come in, they would kind of respond on there. We did little things like that too. Now, we didn't have a gymnasium or anything like that that we could go to in our county jail. But if anytime we had to go to court and we were downstairs in a holding tank, we would write on the holding tank, or we would, you know, find little ways to send the guys kites or notes or whatever. That is definitely very accurate. Where there's a will, there is a way, and we always found a way to talk to the boys, because that's all we had to do was look forward to seeing the boys some way, which, you know, when you think about it, I don't know what we're thinking. You know, we're obviously in trouble. They're obviously in trouble. The last thing we need to do is try to talk to a boy. Like, we need to be getting our lives together, but when you ain't got nothing else to do, that's what you do. This next picture I'm going to show you right here is her stepping out of the shower. Of course, I didn't show the whole entire picture, but I thought it was so interesting that they have like actual doors. I mean, this is like a 5-star jail that they're living in when you think about the room and the way they got it set up there, the way they got the showers, they've got privacy. The jails that I were in, it was literally nothing but one open room with a bunch of shower nozzles. There was no privacy. There was nothing. Prison was a little bit different, but in the jail, it was just like one open room and everybody showered together. You know what I'm saying? Don't drop soap type of thing because everybody's in there with you. Yes, that's how it rolled. But I do like how they show you she has on shower shoes, because I'm telling you what, baby girls and baby boys, you want to wear your shower shoes when you're taking a shower. And it's so funny because every now and then you'll have like 1 or 2 women who don't wear shower shoes, and then everybody's talking about them, talking about how nasty they are, because women take hygiene very seriously, especially in jail and prison, when you ain't got nothing else to talk about and all you got to talk about is each other, and that's how it is. Women are very catty, very chatty, want to talk about each other and judge each other and all that, and it's highly intensified when you're in jail and prison. But if they see you with no shower shoes on, or if you ain't taking enough showers, everybody's talking about you. Everybody does. So I'm glad that they showed that. Okay, next I want to talk about these 2 ladies right here. Now, I do want to say that they are in a relationship here, and they actually end up going through the process of getting married. I found this very interesting. I've never been in a jail or prison that they allow that, whether you are male or female. I do believe if you're in prison that you can get married in there, but not with another inmate. I mean, it would have to be somebody from the free world, male, female, it doesn't matter. Well, actually, back whenever I was in prison, it wasn't legal yet for same-sex marriages, but they would actually hold, like the women would hold little marriage ceremonies within the prison. I mean, it wasn't official or legal, but it was in their heart. So they would have like little marriage ceremonies, and they would do like a little bride thing, and everybody would get cakes, and we would eat and celebrate and have like a little wedding. I mean, it's literally a world inside of a world in there. It's, you know, you've got your own little drama, you've got your own, you know, your people that think they run the pod, people that are the thieves, people that are the drama, people the ones that want to fight, like basically just like out in the free world, right? The only difference is in prison and jail is you can't get away from them like you can out here. You can just leave or not talk to that person. You don't have that option in jail. But I thought it was interesting that they actually allowed these 2 women to get married in there, and that was shocking to me. But I mean, good for them, but I couldn't believe that they did that, because I've never seen that. All right, the next scene we're going to talk about is the infamous, everything y'all want to know about, the talking through the toilets. This was so intriguing to me. If you haven't watched the show, what they do is the men and women are on different floors, and the toilets, the sewers are all linked to each other. So they'll take cups and scoop the water out, and they'll like flush the toilet to get all the water out, and then they can talk through the toilets. And as you can see in these pictures here, they're actually communicating to each other. And they also do this thing called fishing, which we did fishing too, but it was a little bit different. And they would take their sheets or their shirts, and they would attach stuff to the end of them, and then they would flush them down the toilet, and they would go on to the next floor or whatever, and they would fish back and forth and pass notes and pass food even. They were saying they pass canteen through the toilets, which is crazy. I would never, I don't care if it's in a package or not, I would never, ever, 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 ever. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Us, whenever we were in jail and prison, not in the jail, but in prison, we would communicate through the vents. So, and also in the county jail as well, we could communicate through certain vents and certain pods where, you know, the little vents are on the floor, especially in solitary confinement, because the vents are on the floor. And if you get to, but if they catch you, you're in big trouble. And probably with them too. To me, in this show, the guards don't seem super strict, but all the jails, and I don't know, it may be just because they're on TV too. So, you know, people are gonna act a little different when a camera's in their face. But in the jails and the prisons that I were in, the guards and the COs were very, you would think they were getting a bonus for every time they write you up, because they, you know, but yeah, we didn't do that, but that was very interesting that they did that. All right, here's a picture here of these granny panties that I have been telling you guys about. Look how, you know, big they are. And like I said, no judgment to granny panties or maybe anybody that likes to wear them or whatever. But I've told you before that the underwear come all the way up to like your boobs are so big. You know, I would roll mine down and roll mine up on the side because I just don't like all that material on me. Or if I could find one of my girls that works in laundry and have her like snip them up and make them cute and sexy. And I know I'm gonna get comments down below and say, why would you want to be cute and sexy when nobody's seeing you? That's just how I am. That's how I roll. You know, when you look good, you feel good. And I like to feel good. So I roll them panties up, y'all. I can be having underwear all the way up here like it's a onesie. A couple more things that I noticed about this show that is incredibly accurate is that they have drama over the most pettiest stuff. I mean, literally They are in there arguing over things that do not really, like, okay? And that is so real. Whenever you're in prison, like, people will argue, or whenever you're in the jail, people will argue over the tiniest thing. And it's like, because you don't have any distractions in there. You have nothing else to think about, nothing else to do other than each other. And another thing that I noticed in this show is that they fight a lot over relationships, and that could not be more accurate, okay? Like, the number one thing that women fight over are relationships, whether it's men or women in there. But women, I have seen some brutal things happen. Like I've told y'all before in other videos of mine, that the most brutal thing that I ever saw, Donna saw it too, she was there, was a woman get her face melted off, and that was a fight over a woman, okay? What it was she was the stud, and I know a lot of you guys do not like me using that term stud, but that is a prison term for the masculine one in the relationship. It doesn't mean that woman is transgender. Not all studs are transgender. That's just the more masculine one in the relationship. And in jail and prison, stud is not considered a derogatory term. It's actually considered a term of endearment. Everybody wants the studs. They call themselves studs. We didn't make that name up for them. That's what, and it's not derogatory at all. So just want to let you guys know, again, when I say stud, it's not a derogatory term. It is a prison term, just like if you say kite, just like if you call the cops a popo, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just another slang word. So there was a stud, and she was kind of playing two other women. Well, one of the women got really mad about it, and she took mayonnaise packets, a bunch of little mayonnaise packets she bought off the canteen, heated it up in the microwave, and it turned into like a hot grease, and threw it into her face. Now, she was a dark-skinned woman, and instantly her face turned white. Like, oh, I still got the heebie-jeebies thinking about it. And it's like, you can't, that once that's on your face and it's melted your skin off, you can't, it's not like you can just get it off. It's not water, right? It's not water that you can get off. It was mayonnaise, which turned into a grease. And I'm telling you what, that is the most brutal fights you will see in prison, is women to women relationships. You know what I mean? Another interesting thing that I noticed about this show is even the men were instigating the fights, right? They were talking through the toilets. There was one time that the one guy was telling the girl that, you know, she needed to stand up for herself and that she needed to fight and all that. And it's like, that is so funny that even the men were starting drama in the women's pod, and the women were allowing it. Like, girl, can't nobody serve your time but you? Like, boy, bye. You're all the way over there. That couldn't be me, okay? That couldn't be me. Like, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't, you know, play with a guy or talk to a guy or maybe pass notes to a guy just to pass time, but fighting over a guy that's in the jail, that, like, I just, like, to me, it was like, ladies, like, get it together. It's not worth it. So yeah, another thing that I thought was very interesting is, to me, it didn't seem like the COs were very involved. They kind of stood back, and there was a lot of parts in the scenes where you didn't even see a CO at all, right? You just saw the inmates. I swear it's never been like that for me. It's like always COs around us and watching us. Maybe it's because we're in Florida, and Florida's kind of got a reputation of being a little kooky, but yeah, it don't roll like that here. Alright guys, so I hope that y'all liked this little chit chat review of the show, of what I've seen so far. Let me know below if you want me to do like a full video where I put in scenes like I do with my other review videos, or if you kind of like more of the chit chat, my opinion vibe. I was trying something new, but I want to know what y'all like. I love y'all, I adore y'all, and yeah. So please don't forget to like this video. It's a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.